Today's retro spot, we're having a look at the Toy Biz, the Uncanny X-Men Bishop. Complete with a quick draw weapon release, you can collect the entire X-Men on home video series. Welcome back to the past. I'm glad you guys could join us. This is a figure that no longer is available. It's not in stores anymore, and nor is video series. If you go into a store that's selling video, home videos, that store is either in the past and you've gone back in time, or they're trying to sell leftover stock. Also includes a Marvel Universe card, which looks like it's Psylocke. Of course it is. It couldn't possibly be a Bishop card. It says, caution, may contain small parts, not recommended for children under 3 years of age or for those who still put objects in their mouths. By the way, let me also comment that's some fantastic artwork on the side of Bishop with the M on his face. It's the guy with the M on his face. On the back, swing Bishop's right arm until it clicks, then raise his plasma rifle so it extends straight back. Press the button on his back to snap the gun down into firing position. The re-up for Bishop, accidentally wrenched back through several decades by the time-twisting evil mutant named Fitzroy, Bishop arrived in our era from one of Earth's many possible futures. Bishop survived the battle that followed thanks to his mutant ability to absorb the energy attacks of others and turn that power against his foes. Stranded in our time, Bishop has added his might to that of the present-day X-Men by joining their gold team. Some of the other figures available, let's bring the camera in right there. Some of the other figures available, gathered by mysterious Cable, X-Force exists to seek out possible threats to man and mutant kind and destroy them before they've had a chance to act. Cable, Kane, some Shatterstar. Remember Shatterstar? No? Of course you don't. Remember this guy named Deadpool? Yeah, you remember Deadpool. Strife, coming back to Marvel Legends. Down below, some Uncanny X-Men as well. Phenomenal. Set your time machine to 1993 as well if you wanted to go back and pick up this figure. That would also be a good time to start going back and picking up home movies. That's when you could collect the entire X-Men home series on home video. Spot's going to take a break and get this open up. When we come back, we can get a better look at the Uncanny X-Men Bishop. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. As we have already collectively discussed, yes, Bishop comes with a Psylocke trading card from the X-Men Series 2 line. Bishop would have been nice. I'm not dissing Psylocke. Psylocke is quite spectacular. But yeah, Bishop would have been nice. There's the back of the card. Psylocke. Put that to the side. Bishop also comes with one other accessory, being this nice, pretty good looking gun actually. I know what you're thinking. He does actually come with 2 guns. Let me explain that in a second. But he does come with 1 gun. Nice detailing on the gun itself. But yeah, he does come with another gun. The only thing is, though, his gimmick, which actually, as it goes for Toy Biz pieces, is one of the cooler gimmicks on an action figure. But the one problem with his gimmick, though, and the one problem with his gun is it's molded to his hand. You can't actually take it out of his hand. For what it needed to be, and I'll show you what it does in a second. For what it needed to be, this gun could have easily come out of his hand. I mean, it doesn't require necessarily to be in his hand, I guess, other than the fact you wouldn't want it to just fall out while he's doing the gimmick. What is the gimmick? What is the gimmick we're going to be talking about? Well, what you're going to do is tip his hand up. Now his arm can bend. Both arms can bend. But I find it's better to bend the elbow first and then tip the hand back. And you'll see that the gun kind of, it's on this hinge. You want to call it a hinge, but it does something that looks like that. And then there's a button on the back of his back, which probably could have been more benefited from being over here versus here where you're not butting up against the side of his gun. But what you're going to do is you're going to press this button in and he retracts his gun. Also doing it straight so you guys can see it. Putting it back, make sure the arm's straight. And it does that. But I guess the thing is, you might want to have it more bent, because then he's aiming it at the individual. And that's his gimmick. This goes back, flings forward. A really cool gimmick. It's just a shame though, like his gun can't come out. It's affixed to his hand. That being aside though, he's a good looking figure. He's you know what, from Toy Biz Pieces, he's one of my favorite X-Men figures. Very vibrant in color, with the nice blue, the yellow in there as well. Always liked Bishop's coloring, where he had the yellow stripe down the one leg, his red bandana. And of course, let's not forget his face, with the big M on the side of his face. I don't know why, but he has absolutely no articulation in the head. I guess they just figured it's easier. Let's just sculpt one torso piece with the hair and everything else. Let's not worry about the cost of building an extra head piece where it would rotate. So he doesn't have any articulation in the head. That's the only downside. He does have swivel in the waist. His arm, one arm, does rotate. His other arm, well, it's really more gimmick heavy, but they both bend at the elbow. Legs go back, well, go forward. They don't really go back. They go to about there. They stop at his buttocks. And he has a bend at the knee. Again, though, he's coloring-wise, he's really cool. Gimmick-wise, one of the better ones from Toy Biz. Would have helped, though, that the button be on this side, so your hand wouldn't even be in the way. But it's one of those toys you can pick up and play again and again. I probably will just sit here for the next hour or so doing this. The good thing, too, about Toy Biz figures as a whole is they're dirt cheap. I mean, you could probably go on eBay and get this guy, or maybe get a bunch of them for probably like 20 bucks, and you could get like a dozen of these. I ultimately got Bishop here on eBay, and I'm actually quite happy that I did. He, again, for a retro-looking figure, he's fun. I also like the fact that he's got knee articulation, which is something that not all of them benefited from. But the fact that Bishop has it, I really appreciate it. And you know what? Even to display him kind of looks cool like that, holding his gun. Kind of like he's throwing it over his shoulder. Bishop, I'm going to give Bishop, keeping in mind this is a retro figure. I'm not going to compare it to something the likes of Marvel Legends. But the Toy Biz version of Bishop, I'm going to give him an 8.5. Nice coloring. Overall, a good beefy size figure and a fun gimmick that the kids... certainly the kids back in the day would have enjoyed. I know I would have. Today's Retro Spot, we're having a look at the Toy Biz, the Uncanny X-Men Bishop. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more Retro Spots heading your way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.